Hey Nelson.
What?
It is at the end of March 2026. One word.
In what way?
One word.
Defenestrate. One of my favorites.
I want you to move to the side so Ashton can get a turn. Ruby, do you want a turn?
It is April 6th, 2026. This is The Creative Drift, a show where I like to talk about my experiences as a photographer and creative. I also write a Substack on this subject that's linked below. Check it out. What do we have this week? We have a little bit of some thoughts on focus. I've always in my practice had a challenge with balancing my art practice and my commercial photography practice. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been playing with these AI models, and that has brought in a little bit of focus on the admin side of things and on the business side of things. They are definitely better at that than me, so using them has been sort of a little bit of a revelation, while at the same time I'm kind of being wary on how much time I'm spending futzing around with them versus actually just doing what I'm asking them to do. Later in this video, I have a whole conversation with my friend Matt Dayka, who's a photographer here in town and has a similar experience than me as far as his history of career. We went to school together actually at Brooks Institute here in Santa Barbara. And so we talk about AI, so I'm going to keep that for that whole conversation. Other than that, if you are enjoying this beautiful light on my aging face, it's a Kino Flow that I scored recently. Actually, it's one of 3. A friend of mine was working in an office and they dismantled the office and the company. And she asked if I wanted to come by and see what they had. And I saw these Kinos and I was excited. Back when I was an assistant 20 years ago. So Kino Flows were sort of the thing that everybody used for pretty consistent lighting. I'm kind of thinking they're not used that much anymore, probably replaced by LEDs to a large degree. But these things are amazing. So I'm playing around, I'm trying it out, see if I like it. Maybe if you like it, let me know. What else happened this week? Well, the world is kind of in an interesting spot, but I think we have to still move forward. There's nothing helped if, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so depressing. I just want to make some art. I just want to do some work. And so, been cleaning up the yard. And of course, I ran into some logs that I had laying around and some piece of driftwood. And so I made some art. create a little surfer girl sculpture. And that is kind of how things go. When I'm here, oftentimes I tend to get distracted with fun little art projects. I did also go and photograph a sculpture that has been purchased last year, my stone sculpture T310, Belgian black marble and Carrara marble balanced. I finally got to go and check it out in its permanent spot, and took some photos of it there. So that was fun. Other than that, just some excursions all over the place. But mainly this week, I want to have you guys check out this conversation I had with Matt Dayka. Matt is linked in the description. You can check out his work. Please do so. He's an amazing photographer and just an all-around nice guy. He helped me fix my van when it was basically on its deathbed. So all good things. And Matt has some insights on how he's operating as a photographer at this point in time. So check out Matt Dayka, and that's it for this week.
I'm weirdly optimistic, and I've been thinking about this all afternoon, trying to understand why it is that I'm excited and optimistic about it. And I have been using AI, but not for generating images, but for helping me. And it's been surprisingly useful. Mm-hmm. So I came up with an idea for a photo project that I thought, this is really interesting. I'd like to actually pursue this. And it helped me line stuff out on what my next steps would be. And I'm like, this is great. I had to pause everything and move on to actual work that was paying immediately rather than just a concept that I'd like to develop. But that was an exciting enough thing to just have that kind of come to me and just get a little bit of a reality check, a little temperature check on, is this anything?
Yeah.
And it seems, to agree that it's something.
Yeah. So. Yeah. On my end, I would say, similar, maybe in the same vein, it's new things, sort of like feeling that there is like a new wave sort of coming in and there's new things to do. For me, it's, just playing with new ideas and seeing how to switch things, I guess.
Yeah. I think for me too, part of it is like, I feel like there's been a shift that I'm feeling my mindset is a little bit more entrepreneurial than it has been, whereas I've kind of gone with like the same routine of, reaching out to old clients and put together this promo and I feel like coming up with some fresh ideas and exploring new options that I'm not even sure are real options yet, but who's to say they're not? And really the only, is if anybody's willing to pay for it, it's an option, right?
Yeah. Options as in what? Like using
where to find work.
Oh, where to find work.
Where to find work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who's willing to pay for it and what kind of stuff, because what I'm seeing come down the pipeline with the wine type imagery is AI is going to take that over relatively soon. Okay. It's not there yet, clearly.
Yeah,
but it's on its way. And I'm excited in a way because I don't like doing it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
And so.
But do you think that it would still be something where you have to maneuver it? Like as in you still, go in and do this as a job. It's just that the actual workflow is different.
The wine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's.
So you don't think the job's going away? It just changes the way it's going to be
and I
done.
And I think that it with time, younger generation's going to come in. This is going to be firsthand native experience for them growing up. So they're just going to be like, oh, you just do it this way, and they'll be so fast and efficient that they will, they'll take over multiple people's jobs. So there won't be a graphic designer, a layout person.
Yeah. No, I'm just wondering, I do think that there are things where our position based, I think, headshots, we've talked about it. I feel like headshots is probably, I don't see that being around. It's for the certain demographic.
Right.
But if you have a large company that needs 200 headshots out of their employees, I feel like that's going to get run through one of these things.
Yeah, probably. But for me, I don't like the stuff that I actually am excited about and that I want to do. I can't touch.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm not kind of optimistic. I'm like, actually, all the things that I really love doing, the things that I enjoy, actually, I think probably some of the things that I'm best at are not AI proof necessarily, but I don't think they're going to be affected in the same way.
It's kind of funny that we haven't really been able to get off of this AI in this conversation yet. It's
It's pervasive.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. But I mean, we're also using it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
So it's out there, and as far as where it's going to go in the future and how it's shaping up all industries, it still remains to be seen. We're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's important to be like on top of it and aware of it and aware of how it's affecting your life. And, yeah.
Agree.
So we think about it. For getting work, for visibility.
Just I mean, I'm not even, just for you as a photographer in this day and age, like, what is it? April 1st, 2026. What is working and what is not working?
A lot of what's working is kind of reaching out to old contacts and just kind of hitting on my network again. And I've found that being out and about and more active in the community and talking to people and showing work and promoting just locally even, I'm getting people that I forgot that I knew and other people that were friends of friends or a friend of another editor that I've worked with recently. And so I think like word of mouth, it's still working. And what's not working for me is like, it's not enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough work still coming in. And so I'm going to have to do something different, but I'm so busy that it's hard to make time to do some of the new things that I know can be.
But I mean, if you're so busy, I mean, something is clearly working.
Yes, however, the pay rates are low.
Okay, so that's not working.
It's not enough money. I mean, I'm busy, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm bringing in enough money. Like I just booked a couple jobs with a local nonprofit, and the pay is like what I was making out of college.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I feel like it's similar. What's working is definitely in person.
Yeah,
I feel like that has the biggest return. Like if you can actually get in front of somebody, that seems to be key. And what's not working for me, I feel like is a little crazy, is a little scary. Is paid travel. Really. I mean, for the longest time, I've just people been flying me around to shoot, and I have a worry that that's going to get way more complicated. I mean, especially now with oil prices and stuff. Airline tickets alone are just so bonkers that scares me a little bit.
I don't think it's worth being too upset over. I mean, a lot of these companies that have the budget to fly you around.
Yeah, but I mean, I think just in general, the being flown somewhere to shoot something.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of that. I'm seeing it starting to come back. I feel like it's
really
more of a realistic opportunity for me again.
Okay, well that's good.
Because I was doing a lot of it before the pandemic. I wasn't doing any, and then just in the last year, I've taken 3 trips.
Okay.
Paid for. So I think, and what I was kind of theorizing was proven true with this organization, right? That a lot of organizations had to try using somebody locally over the pandemic because they couldn't send their person, and they were getting mixed results.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, I do get the same. I have one of my magazine clients that is excited if I say I am somewhere because they like the consistency of knowing somebody. You know?
I think that's super valuable.
Yeah.
And I think that it's coming back to some degree, that they're recognizing the value in that. I think I see it kind of diverging in a lot of ways. There's the race to the bottom, and that's going to be people doing AI and generated whatever, and they don't really care mass production.
Yeah.
And then there's the people who appreciate the consistency and a human touch,
Yeah.
and your eye, and reality. I think there's a big part of it too that everybody's
Well,
forgetting.
plus, I mean, the business side of it, right? Like they know if you're reliable, they know if you're what you deliver, how you deliver, how quickly, all these things that, they know that you can figure out if something goes wrong,
Yeah, and they might like working with you
Right.
personally.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's a big part of it too. So
Yeah.
it's if you're dealing with a bot agent, or if you're dealing with overseas customer support for your order of 3,000 headshots,
That's
it's going to be very different than having somebody
yeah.
there that you interact with
Right.
and talk to. I think, I'm a little more optimistic on all that front. I think because everybody is kind of already, I think, who is experimenting with AI is like, well, I don't know about this.
Yeah, yeah. There goes back to the AI.
It's
deeply ingrained
it's
in it.
unavoidable. It's a part of us. It's a part of our careers, whether we want to or not. We're just all trying to figure out, how it fits into our career still.
Yeah. Do you feel like there is something that really stood? I mean, I'm guessing you're going to say AI, but
yeah, I would say that. I mean, it's not there as far as in my workflow in editing, and that was a big change for me to try that.
Uh-huh.
And it's not there currently. I don't give it too much longer, but
yeah.
But also using it as as more of a business coach, as like a manager of some sort has proven useful already. Like bouncing off ideas, just saying, does this sink or swim? And I was getting it to help me with editing down a photo project, and it was giving me some really good ideas and advice on how to look at images and what to keep and what to get rid of. It's useful in some ways, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I mean, is that something that you feel like you've just now really committed to, or do you feel like it's
Yeah, I never really considered doing any of that. I mess with it, but
I did. We talked about it before. I did a similar thing where I really, I had it go in and I don't know if you've done this, but had it analyze your web presence, where it really goes into, like, it told me, oh, your Behance is outdated. Are you still updating this? It should be on brand. All these, pretty good.
Yeah.
That I feel like. I don't know if that's a significant change in my approach necessarily. I think it would be more of a global thing where I with the help of some of this AI, but really looking at my operation.
Yeah.
And maybe you can look at my brand, I don't know, but look at how I'm presented out there, or how I present myself out there, and then trying to fine tune that, and then also trying new areas of output somehow that I haven't really played with before. I feel like that's
I feel like I'm thinking a little more creatively because of some of the input that it's giving me back.
Yeah.
Or feedback back.
As in, like, it spurred some ideas.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned, I feel like my brain set has become a little more entrepreneurial. I'm looking at things a little bit more.
So since I'm also doing
that,
the problem that everybody has is that this AI, everybody gets the same answer. I think that's the worry that a lot of people have, is that you're getting this thing spat at you that everybody's not getting spat at, and
maybe. But here's the difference: like, are you doing anything about it? And is it your work versus their work? It's always been the case. That's nothing.
No,
new.
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm fully on that criticism of it, because I do think that a lot of the things that you just mentioned and things that I've done are just basic business things that we as creatives just are too stupid to do.
Right.
And so that's where it really comes in and helps. There's been some email correspondence that I've done where I'm like, wow, if I would have just kept going with my email, it would have been a dead stop, and this thing kind of kept the conversation going.
Right.
So I think
it's got a place there.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And I have found it useful. I found it inspiring in a lot of ways for that type of
Yeah.
stuff, where it's like, wait, maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
It's encouraging in a lot of ways. And maybe that's just ChatGPT patting me on the ass and telling me to go. But
I mean, so let me ask you, because this is a little off question, but do you pay for that service? Do you pay for any of
No,
them?
I've been playing with them to decide on which platform, because I feel like it's going to be an early choice on like Android or iOS.
Oh, like a commitment to
Commitment
platform.
to a platform, because once you start investing into
Right.
it, and my experience with Gemini has been it's not nearly as conversational. It's a little more direct to the point, and I kind of like ChatGPT being a bit more encouraging, conversational.
It really, when I asked it to analyze website or general web presence, Instagram, right? It kind of said, okay, here's the reality. It kind of was pretty straightforward. It's saying that this isn't working. Like here's where you should be positioned, and somehow that isn't quite working, and so you need to do these things. And I was like, okay. It felt like what I wanted to do after our conversation a while ago was find a way to use it like a what's the word, a consultant.
Yes.
Where I can actually chat with it, literally talk to it and have conversations that maybe spur some sort of,
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting tool, right? And if we
Right.
use that tool to our best advantage, it ultimately comes down to what we do with it.
Yeah.
But I think that it can be very inspiring.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. What was
Okay.
the question again?
Significant changes on approach. I mean, let's maybe a little creatively. Are you, switching sort of a vibe in color, or like a vibe in moody versus uplifting? Or is there anything like this or no? From a creative standpoint?
I think I'm trying to go a little bit less digital looking and a little bit more towards a traditional classic film look as far as that's concerned. But it's my look has always been fairly consistent, I think, as far as fairly punchy colors, fairly snappy contrast. But I'm laying off some of the sharpening. I'm finding that everything is pretty too sharp, and so I'm not softening things necessarily, but I'm not sharpening them.
Okay.
And I'm realizing more and more too that I overpack gear, right? So my trip to India, I took way too much stuff, and there's lots of reasons for that. But I'm realizing that I shoot 99% of my stuff on my Canon's gear. I'm shooting with a single lens, and I'm thinking I can stop carrying around most of this gear that I'm always bringing just in case.
I mean, it's a backup situation,
as a
right?
professional, you have to do to some degree. But I'm like, why do I have a 100 to 400 going on a commercial shoot with me?
Yeah.
When have I used that? When have I used a 16 to 35 on a commercial shoot? It happens on occasion, but I'm feeling more confident that I will be able to go onto a job with 24 to 70 or 24 to 90 or 24 to 105, and maybe that's it. I'll just say I won't go past either.
I mean, I'm even more dramatic. I also bring a bunch of shit, and then I use one prime.
That's it.
and not I'll shoot the whole thing with the 50, or whatever on the Hasselblad with that 45. Shoot the entire thing on that, and it's just a matter of finding the angle. And I mean, of course, there are things that don't work like that, but
right. And it's just.
But I mean, for me, the biggest thing with gear is what if the camera, I've had a camera break before, and you need a backup camera.
Yeah.
What if, you do need to
unfortunately,
longer lens, and you just don't know oftentimes.
Yeah.
And so.
But I'm feeling more and more comfortable leaving some of that stuff behind.
Yeah.
And I forgot a tripod on a shoot
a
couple weeks ago, which I'm I had packed everything, and I got a tripod.
I mean, that depends on the shoot, but that can be pretty.
I had enough gear with me. I was able to rig it up on a light stand.
Little duct tape and a stick.
No, I had enough, and it worked, and it was fine in the end. But I think that there's been enough times that I've come across jobs where I didn't have the thing that I've needed, and I'm I'm able to figure it out.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the skill of a pro photographer too. You know,
Yeah.
you can solve a problem when you know you're faced with, okay, this I can figure it out.
Right.
Okay, let's stop.